Good morning, 10:52 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast in the United States of America. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. And we have some breaking news that took place. We have confirmation about an hour ago. President Biden did sign an executive order on the cryptocurrencies. We're going to go through it. They're going to talk about this real quick, what's in it, and then I'm going to go over something Robert Kiyosaki said about government seizures and such. This is going to call out a lot of fear in the market, a lot of FUD. And there could be some truth to it. We don't know. We've seen it in other countries, but this is the first leg to drop. And this is just before, conveniently, the March 15th meeting. And this could be something very, very, very peculiar that could shift the market trend very quickly. So if you're in a profit position, you got to obviously look at these resistance areas. And as we get to resistance areas, I would probably cash out your profits. And I would wait to see how we react on a retrace and see how this news carries weight. Because there's a reason why we're pumping up right now, right? As this news came out, it's a way to get the whales. I'm telling you guys, this is not good. So listen to this, and I'm going to go over what Robert Kiyosaki had to say, too, this morning.
The executive order the president will release today is in exactly that direction, which is we need a comprehensive all-of-government framework to address the emerging risks and opportunities that digital assets pose. And the financial innovation underlying and the technological innovation underlying this boom has a lot of potential benefit, but the risks and the costs are increasingly becoming apparent, and we need a 21st century government structure to actually address this. So a lot of what we're doing here with this executive order is putting in place a framework to work across agencies of government, including independent agencies like the SEC and the Fed that have an important role to play, and put urgency and purpose around the core areas that we see as risks.
Part of the early take about the EO has been that the U.S. wants to maintain a so-called lead in crypto technology. Is that a fair assessment? And has that even been accentuated by what's happened in Eastern Europe the last 14 days?
Absolutely. The geopolitical instability and the challenges we're seeing just underscore the importance of the United States being at the front end of leading in technology development and in setting common rules and standards internationally. That's a role that the United States has traditionally played in international finance. It's both an important stability for the global economy, but important for U.S. economic leadership and U.S. national security leadership.
Okay, guys, we'll finish that in a sec. But now for what Robert Kiyosaki said. So bye-bye Bitcoin, Rich Dad Poor Dad author sees U.S. seizing all crypto after Biden's executive order. And this is the far outside, this is on the other side now when people are talking about them taking your crypto. So we're going to read this. It's 2 minutes long. Robert Kiyosaki, the best-selling author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, has predicted that the U.S. President Joe Biden's executive order to regulate cryptocurrency will mark the downfall for the asset class. What happened? In a tweet on Wednesday, Kiyosaki told his 1.8 million Twitter followers that he expects all cryptocurrencies to be seized and folded into government crypto following an executive order to regulate digital assets. Bye-bye Bitcoin prediction. Biden to sign executive order regarding cryptos. Next, Fed crypto. Next, all cryptocurrency seized and folded into government crypto. Let's go. So, Kiyosaki's take was widely criticized by the cryptocurrency community, with some users commenting that he did not really understand Bitcoin if he believed it could be seized by the government. I think the people who own Bitcoin who don't think it could be seized by the government don't understand how Bitcoin and digital assets work. Others pointed out that only 6 hours earlier, Kiyosaki himself had recommended saving Bitcoin in addition to gold, silver, and guns. But that's because he's been talking all along, minus regulations. When you start to get regulations and the government can start to interfere, it's a little different than having gold on person. You can hide it, you can bury it, you can send it, store it, do whatever you want. But with crypto, it's always out there for everybody to see. It's on a digital exchange. You can say whatever you want. But that little tracker, when you send your digital crypto back and forth, your little QR codes, that stores into a system that's more easily tracked than your receipt at the grocery store. So let's not kid ourselves. So, and then it says, do you have a plan B? We are in the biggest bubble in world history. Bubbles in stocks, real estate, commodities, and oil. Future possible depression with hyperinflation. My plan B, an entrepreneur status. Stock market, create, own asset, use debt, and save. So, the author has been a long-term advocate of cryptocurrency, has often recommended buying Bitcoin and Ethereum as a hedge against inflation. But he's also said he's bought these so cheap. Like, he bought Bitcoin at like 6,000. And he's not willing to buy more at the time until it went to 22. But he's talked about this. Like, this is such a bad way of representing Robert Kiyosaki unless you actually listen to him and read his books. He's been buying gold and silver since it was, what? Silver $1 or $2. Silver a couple $100. So, even less for gold. So, he's been stockpiling for this moment. So earlier in this week, a White House anchor confirmed that Biden administration was set to release an executive order that will see U.S. federal agencies create a framework for regulating crypto assets. It is expected to come into effect before the end of the week and will examine the risk and opportunities posed by cryptocurrency. So basically what that means, they don't care about the risk. They just care about how much money we can make on it. That's all that matters. So that's what I wanted to show you with Robert Kiyosaki. And now let's get into the charts and then we'll end the crypto reg video, that is the crypto reg video. So, and as I told you guys yesterday, gold, silver, stay away from it. Was going to have a heavy retrace. It's down $56, 2.75%. We talked about this yesterday. Hit my support line. Absolutely fantastic. You can't make that up. 1974 on the nose. So I would just watch the silver or gold retrace. These are opportunities to buy in as they retrace. But I told you yesterday, silver too, we had to have a heavy retrace at 26.77. I sold out all of my silver related. And when gold was broke the all-time high, I sold out of all my commodities except for one, CMRZF, because I don't think the move is done. I think it was behind. And it had already dumped previously, so I think this bull flag will play out. And I have a target of 2160, so we'll see what happens. But I'm not going to sell out of that because there's speculation that it's harder to buy back into it now because it's partly Russian. So some people are unable to buy it. We've got, all of commodities breaking down today, which is normal. We had to retrace. We got GPL down 11%, AAU down 8.67%. And this is why I wholesaled everything yesterday. And I told everybody the total crypto market cap, as I told you yesterday, was on a sneaky reversal bottom, a bear trap. And now it's up 7.43% or 12.6 billion. We've got... Here, let's see. And this could make it interesting right now. Bitcoin, I'm telling you guys, it's making this move up. We talked about the 42,505 yesterday, and we've gotten there. Now the question is can we have a successful back test? Because I'm telling you right now, the RSI, if it just goes up from here, it's not sustainable. So the only thing is, can Bitcoin come down, retest the 200-day, and then pull through for the bullish divergence in the 4-hourly? You can see the red line getting awfully close. We're just up on heavy resistance, and the RSI is getting a little out of control here. So, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a great push up to 45.5 again, double top there. And then see what we're going to do from there. XRP starting to pick up a little bit. I was a little surprised earlier it hadn't moved as much. That's what I drew out yesterday for a cup and handle up to 8046. So we'll see if that plays. I'm just saying, with all this fear in the market right now, when you get the support area or resistance areas, pay attention. We're approaching 1 on XLM coming up here at 19 cents. We could get rejected here at the 100-day, so we don't know how this is going to play, so just pay very close attention. And on DGB, we're up better than 11%. We talked yesterday how we thought it would have to come back up to the 200-day in the blue, and that's around 213 roughly. So again, healthy profits here, and with what Biden's saying, you have to take profits and watch for possible retraces and further, because a lot of fear is going to end up in the market as this news goes out. Make sure to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And then we're going to end out with the video.
Leadership. And so we have to continue to do that. There's a number of steps we need to do to make sure that we're at that forefront, both in terms of building our own technological capacity and also accelerating our investigation and study of things like a central bank digital currency, which are important factors in this whole conversation.
Ryan, obviously this is going to be a broad-ranging effort in covering all aspects of this new world, but is the energy usage of Bitcoin mining at all an element of it at a time when we're kind of wondering about being more efficient in terms of how we use energy and what we pay for it?
Absolutely. As we identify in the executive order, there are a number of policy priorities and risks that we need to mitigate here. First and foremost is consumer protection and investor protection. That's top of the list. Maintaining U.S. global leadership on this issue and technologically, as Carl just mentioned. and also making sure that we're doing this consistent with with goals towards sustainability and climate, and also doing this with a nod toward unintended consequences. This is one of the unintended consequences of the technological development, and we're going to need to figure a path forward to responsible use of digital assets that doesn't exacerbate consumer protections, doesn't undermine U.S. leadership, doesn't undermine our energy security as well. There's definitely pathways to do that, but we need a much more deliberate approach as we think about the regulatory apparatus.